Look at that. We know that it is a very bad thing when Costino is advising anyone on any technology. So I will simply say, welcome. How are you, brother?
Good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure we are live here. There we go. I'm sure people are like, hey, man, this thing was half open 6 times in the last 10 minutes. For those of you wondering what is going on, every time I send an invite over to Miqoshi, for whatever reason, he would click accept, and then it would nullify my ability to start the live. So we had to reset this a few times. While we're waiting for the folks, how's your day going?
Man, it's going great today, man. Going great.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I know we got a lot of things to cover. This is part 2. For those of you that did not yet watch, I'm going to strongly encourage you to go watch yesterday's Facebook Live. It's 36 minutes long. Not a single minute was wasted. Not a single word was wasted. It's that important. But today, we're going to continue and follow up. I brought in our fearless leader, Miqoshi, because I referenced him a few times during the video. And now that my message is out, it's clear, and you're either going to say, I'm on board or I'm running away. We're good either way. Now we're going to bring in and basically bring some clarity to it. So as you already saw, and I apologize to you, Miqoshi, I'm going to kind of recap some of the things as I throw them to you so that everybody knows where we're going with it. But the message, even though I'm telling all of you to go watch yesterday's video, was all about preparing ourselves to be in the right place at the right time. And the reason for that is I have made a career for 30 years of teaching people how to position themselves to be successful in home-based business. And it spanned 30 years and went across multiple industries, but the principles didn't change. You either prepare yourself to be aware, to recognize that you're in the right place at the right time, and prepare yourself to actually take action, to take advantage of being in the right place at the right time. Otherwise, you're just a passenger watching stuff happen, and you go through life going, hey, that's not fair. That person got lucky. And you think that success is somehow outside of your control. Now, I am living proof, and this is where I'm going to bring it to Miqoshi. December 1st of 2020, on a scale of 1 to 100, what was my level of interest, my level of awareness, or my level of skill and knowledge in the world of cryptocurrency? December 1st, 2020.
Well, as we've said before, it wasn't. You said multiple times on multiple Zooms. You had no interest.
It was 0. I hated it. I thought it was a scam. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust anybody. And I'm saying this in front of Michael. He had brought cryptocurrency to me. And even though I like him, I trust him, we're business partners or friends, I said, I'm going to take a pass. I took a pass for 2 big reasons. And I need you all to understand this. I didn't understand, and what I had heard was negative. Lots of people I knew, including you, Miqoshi, had gotten involved in programs and had the rug pulled out from underneath you, which is why it's a term in the industry, a rug pull, because it happens so damn much. So I figured I make good money doing what I'm doing. I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing. I'm an expert doing what I'm doing. Why risk it? So I passed on it. Now, you can say right or wrong, but by December 20th of the year 2020, some stuff had to change, didn't it?
Correct.
And that was not the industry. I had to make the decision to pivot my awareness. And this is where it goes to the 4 stages of learning, which I'm not going to go into detail today because I talked about it yesterday. But I was in stage 1, which is pure ignorance. You don't know what you don't know, so you're so ignorant to everything around you, you don't even know you're missing out on anything. It's called ignorance is bliss. That's where I was. Can we agree, Mike? That's where I was in the world of cryptocurrency. So clueless, I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Now, because of my friendship and business relationship, I had one advantage over everybody else. I had a pre-existing trust and respect for Miqoshi's awareness, knowledge, skill, training, experience. And I said, all right, well, if you want me to learn this, you're going to teach it to me. And I moved quickly from stage 1 to stage 2, which is, all right, you're aware how stupid you really are and need to change it. And then we went right into stage 3, which is the active student, the active learning. And if Leonard was here, he would agree. Did I or did I not drive you bat blank crazy, asking questions, making you repeat stuff 73 different times?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just putting it all out there. I didn't know. I had a very real, healthy, clueless fear of what I was doing, and I made you. You said I have to learn it. I said, then you have to teach it. And it was a square peg going into a round hole. Is that a fair way to describe it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why am I boring everybody with this backstory? Because that's what the cryptocurrency training group became. Once Miqoshi realized, all right, this is going to be way more painful. John's intelligent, John's educated, John's professional, John's all these things, yet we can sum it up with he's a moron in cryptocurrency. So it doesn't matter what you are outside of cryptocurrency. If you don't know cryptocurrency, you have to be humbled and willing to learn. So we decided, instead of just teaching me, we'll teach other people who right now don't have that awareness, understanding, whatever. And that's where the cryptocurrency training group came from. Had nothing to do with business, had nothing to do with anything. It was just a safe place for people who said, I wish I was making money with that Bitcoin thing, but I don't know squat about that Bitcoin thing. Now, we started with 5 people, our little partnership, and it has grown to, have we topped 2,000 people, or are we just knocking on that door still?
I think we're getting pretty close to it. Well, yeah, we topped it. We crossed over 2,000.
In 6 months, and I want everybody to understand this, it's not a network marketing deal. There's no financial incentive. There was no anything. It was just, hey, if you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, come here. We have an expert. He will teach you everything that you need to know to play around in the cryptocurrency world. And he added one extra benefit. Without any purchase, without any requirement, without any pressure, without anything, Miqoshi shared with the community different coins that he liked, that he was going to purchase, and he shared them with us. Now, if you want to give a couple of personal examples, I like to give the broad stroke, but you picked some, I mean, literally in the first probably 90 days, you picked 25 coins, and I think 24 of them were massive success, and one of them might have been a dud, but none of them were negative experiences. None of them were fraudulent experiences, but 24 out of 25 is pretty damn good. And we had people that came in with no knowledge, and they did not have a lot of money. They came in and said, I'll put $50, I'll put $100, and turned around a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later with thousands of dollars in profit in a program that was free to join, free to learn. The only thing you had to bring was what? A willingness and a work ethic. Is that a fair way to describe it, Mike?
I would say, yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm going to shut up and ask you to share your thoughts on the early days of when we had 175 people and 350 people, and we really didn't have anything other than just a capture page, and you literally dealt with people from high experience to moron, and I'll be the poster child for the moron level, and shared your experience from your perspective. How did you feel as this was growing?
Well, it was a wild ride, I'll tell you that, because when it started off, it was, obviously the group is very small, and you have the ability to come out and take care of 20 to 40 people real quick. You can handle all their needs, and you can tell them about a coin that's launching, and you can show everyone how to do that yourself. And then it started exponentially growing, and then it got to the point where people were like, hey, I can't even get my question answered, and So we're at that point now where we're coming up with solutions for that. And I just say that it was it was intense, man, especially whenever a good buddy of mine who's, 69 years old, been training at a college for over 30 years, and not really liking what he's doing, and having just about $100 to $150 to play with. He came to me one day, and he, 3 weeks into that site being up, and he goes, "Do you know I've got like $3,000 right now from that $150?" I'm like, "Well, that's good. That's good, Doc. Doc, Dr. G."
Absolutely. College
So
professor.
And the funny thing is that he's a computer privacy. He's got a degree in computer science engineering or computer science, and
Can we say he's an expert? He's an expert in that world.
In that world, but this world he wasn't.
That's my point, meaning an expert in the world of technology, cybersecurity, all that stuff, except cryptocurrency.
Correct. But I mean, it really, the group really did impact his life, because he literally had $150. Susan, his wife, was not really down for him joining. He put $150 in. He turned back around. I'm talking 3 weeks later with like $3,000, and he's calling me all the time saying, "Hey, what can I get with this 3,000? What's the next coin?" And so
exactly. Can I pause you for a second, because this is something that our audience. No. I want you to keep going, but this is something the audience doesn't know.
Okay.
Miqoshi put this on his back. I was not actively involved in anything other than learning. And we have a couple of other partners who, again, were learning. So this really was all on you. And we did start with a small group where it was manageable, but it grew very quickly because of what you just said. That's why I'm interrupting you here. When somebody that doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency comes in, puts in a very, very modest amount of money, $50, $100, $150, and turns around in a matter of weeks, legally, not illegally, legally, has thousands of dollars, it creates a little bit of excitement, doesn't it? It creates a little bit of a, holy crap, now they're telling everybody, and all of a sudden, more people are joining. Why? Because it's free. Why? Because people are having massive success. Why? Because people are excited. Now, all of a sudden, Miqoshi doesn't get any sleep. This is what I'm getting at. You literally were running 18, 19, 20 hours a day. I watched you become a zombie. How long did that period go before we finally just put a noose around your neck and yanked you out of there so that you didn't kill yourself?
It was probably about maybe 2 to 3 months. I don't know, something like that.
2-3 months. That's what I want you to understand. I mentioned it yesterday. Skeptical people will say, "What's in it for you? Why are you doing it?" And if you don't believe, you don't believe. But Miqoshi's doing it for the same reason I was. We like helping people. He has a passion to help people. So when he recognized that his experience on a scale of 1 to 100 was, 90, 91, 92%, and the rest of us were 5% or lower, he felt this obligation. Once he told you about a coin, he had to help you buy the coin. Once you bought the coin, it's the time to sell, and people are saying, "How the hell do I sell it?" He had to then go ahead and help you sell it. That's a tremendous responsibility, and I will be the first one to say, I was banging his phone, blowing up his text messages, hitting him on Messenger saying, "Dude, I don't know how to get the hell out of this coin." So I myself was one of the people, banging him on the head going, "Dude, you got me into this. Help me get out of it, because I don't know what I'm doing." And that was, can we just say, a large percentage of our group requiring that kind of babysitting?
It's 24/7 around the clock. Yeah.
Now, I'm bringing this all to a point because that's where we were for months. And then myself, our 3 other partners said, "Hey, Big Mike, we love how much you're helping people, but you're going to run yourself into the ground. We're watching you, look with zombie fogged over eyes. You can't see straight. You're spending no time with your girl." And we then realized that the cryptocurrency training group had to evolve. And we're in that evolution, that transition right now. But you've already not only completed the first group, but you're in the middle of a second group of beginner courses for this cryptocurrency training. How many different classes are running right now? Is it 3 classes or 4?
Geez, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 different classes? How many kids, how many students, how many kids are in each class?
Well, I mean, about 10 or more.
So let's talk about this growth. So 90 days ago, it was, let's just call it 1,000 people banging on your door and window saying, help me. We migrated that to you as the teacher. I believe you ran 3 classes of about 14 or 15 people, correct?
Correct.
So first go at it, Miqoshi was the teacher, 3 different courses or 3 different classes, each with a little more than a dozen people. That was was it a 9 or a 12-hour course?
9.
9-hour course. At the conclusion, there was a test, there was certification. We're not singling anybody out, but what was the percentage that completed and passed from day 1?
Well, the percentage, we had 100% pass. And because my teaching is not trying to make someone fail. My teaching is give the test, and the test is when the test is given, we take the test, and that's our final training material.
Okay.
And then we go over it again, and everyone, because I made the test where everyone, it was designed to make you fail.
Good.
And only so that we could expand your mind a little bit and teach you what it is that you're shocked. You're going, I thought I got that right. And I'm like, here's why you got it wrong. So
right.
it was really a build you up course, not a tear you down. And so we had 100% graduate, but when we started, as always,
there's always a drop off. That's what I'm getting at. We understand.
Yeah, we started off with about 14, 15 per group, and we ended up with about 10 per group. So obviously you do the math for
70%. Yeah.
Yeah, 60. We lost 50%. 60 minus we ended up with about 30 that graduated, and
out of 45, right?
Out of 60 that joined.
Oh, there was 60. So you had 20 in each class in the beginning?
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. 15 times 4. That's what? 60.
That's 60. I thought there was 3. Okay, so then that is a 50%. Okay.
Yeah. And
perfect.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is that group that graduated is in a unique position now, because how many of the classes are you personally teaching right now?
I mean, I'm just helping out. I'm not teaching any of them.
Exactly. So we've gone from you doing everything to you running 4 classes of 15 people to you running 0 classes. But of the 30 that graduated, you have how many instructors?
We've got, we have how many instructors that we have currently in a class teaching classes? We have 6 instructors, and we have 2 on deck. And I say I wasn't doing anything, but so that doesn't come back as false. I am standing in for Daniel McKibben, who's dealing with the coronavirus with his family. So,
gotcha.
But he will be coming back next week. So next week I won't really be doing much.
So you're just the substitute right now, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But the bottom line, and what I'm getting at, is I want people to understand, this is not BS. I hammered every one of you yesterday with understand where you sit right now. If you don't understand where you sit, you watch yesterday's video, you will. Now, the reason I'm hammering you is you don't know what you don't know. You have been given an opportunity by being a part of our cryptocurrency training group to learn and to take advantage of a very, very quickly evolving industry called cryptocurrency. And if you choose, like I did for a long time, to just remain ignorant to it, you're going to miss out. If instead you say, all right, I want to be a part of it, you just heard me describe. It went from Miqoshi doing everything to Miqoshi running some courses to now Miqoshi students that graduated, went on to get a teaching certificate from him, are now conducting the courses, which means this second wave, you have 70 students, correct?
Correct.
Now, let's assume again, half dropout, whatever, another 35, and we end up with another 5 to 10 instructors, we're preparing ourselves for this next transition to the Cryptocurrency Training Academy. And here's why I'm hammering all of you so hard. This industry is evolving. Our little group is already evolving, and I'm going to kind of rehash the 2 big projects that we've already launched. See, because when we started this, we didn't have a coin that we launched or a coin that we endorsed. It was, hey, here's how you set up a wallet. Okay, it was all just basic level moron stuff because that's where I was at and that's what we started with. But we had a lot of success on Monday, August 16th, with our very first endorsed coin, which some of you know is the Daisy coin. Now, Miqoshi, have you checked on the most recent status of that? I announced it yesterday. I've been busy doing other stuff, so I didn't check. Do you know what the current status of that token is right now?
It was like 770 the last time I looked at it.
Okay, so again, it's going to rise and drop, but the reason why I hammer this is we, and I say we meaning Miqoshi, but I get to say we because I'm part of the core group, made the decision that we were going to create the safest environment for people to learn and to participate. And I'm going to give you the chance right now to explain to everybody why you were so excited about the Daisy DeFi Launchpad and their native token when we brought this to the group, whatever it was, 45, 60, 75 days ago. What was it about the tokenomics, the inherent protection that made this project something that you wanted to endorse and bring to this community that we take so much pride in protecting?
Well, a launch pad is very new. So Daisy was only 7 months behind Uniswap. Uniswap was the first one to really come up with a swap protocol that could handle a multiple chains, but not on the magnitude that Daisy is able to handle these projects. Daisy is, the Daisy Launchpad and the Daisy community. I mean, you're looking at, I think Daisy community is probably about if not already, their community is a lot larger than Uniswap's Telegram community.
It's a couple 100,000 holders, isn't it?
A couple 100,000, and it's about to increase even more.
Yep.
So what that means is that Daisy's doing something that Uniswap's not doing. They're building a community of people that will buy the coins that go through the launch pad.
Right.
And they're incentivizing the community by saying, if you hold our coin, you're going to be able to have, first placement on the private sale.
Can you do me a favor? I covered in detail yesterday, the 3 rounds of private placement and how those of us that did participate got a huge win. Would you now explain to the people that are watching, even if it's their first time, what was the protection, number 1, that got you so excited about the token? And then number 2, what you began to mention right there. That's why I want to make sure we cover the why is this not a pump and dump? How do you know this is safe? And then 2, what's the benefit in holding? Why would I want to hold it once I can release it? Would you cover in your expert estimation why that was a very safe play for everybody?
Well, it took me talking with the owner for days. So
Mm-hmm.
we're launching our coin is I believe our coin is going to be bigger than the Daisy coin, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So because of what it's going to bring to the world, not just a crypto world. And right now they're 2 separate worlds. So being that they're 2 separate worlds, we're actually bringing something to the larger side versus just to the smaller community. So I didn't want that to be jeopardized by being an affiliate in some other program and having that backlash from any type of negative experience. So I didn't just go out and say, hey, what's the comp plan like?
Right.
I literally broke it down because I've been in crypto longer than he has. And he's very experienced and he knows what he's doing. He's been in the trading world longer than I have.
Right.
So after talking with him and understanding what their model was, and Dr. Anna and her background, which is flawless, I said, okay, this is something that I could see us partnering with. And this is before we even knew anything about the coin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But forget that. Stay on the coin, because that's what I want to move
Coin,
people
okay, gotcha.
right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
So, and your question, so go ahead and repeat that question one more time in relation to the coin. I'll go ahead and answer it for you.
We were already involved in their project, but when they announced the token, you jumped out of your skin. You got excited. And I challenged, I said, why would we do this? What makes this any safer than, the fraudulent rug pull scam programs out there? And you were very clear about why you felt so comfortable. Because again, what Miqoshi just said, he's conservative, I'm Wyatt Earp and Johnny Utah tied together. I'm like, we're not screwing with our future on somebody else's gamble. And you were very good about helping me to feel comfortable that we're not risking anything by promoting a token that we don't control.
So if you, and you know me, I'm one of those systems thinkers. I think systems all the time, and I think of how it can fail, especially in crypto. And I know my tokenomics, and I know the basis of how all cryptocurrencies run. So whenever they said they were going to be launching a launch pad, the very first thing I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So I already knew everything he was going to say after that. I'm like, okay, yeah, you got the people, you got the community, you got the platform that everyone's going to want because you have the community.
Right.
And that was the biggest chess move I ever saw, is creating that community of loyal people to that coin, coming out with the coin. Now watch this, a coin with bumper guards, because see, the thing is that if you gave people the right to sell that coin up front,
you would
have a bunch of, here's what you would have had: a complete flop, negative stories, pump and dump, no bet, straight gamble, and the typical stories that you see everywhere else. But because Daisy put parameters in place before we purchased the coin, saying, here's what's going to happen. You're going to buy the coin. It's going to be vested for this period of time, incubating and growing. And we can count on that being staked there for a certain period of time. They knew the coin was going to go up and grow. And with the project that they have, the project platform they have, and all the new companies that are launching on that launch pad, and this is a conversation I had just the other day, so I'm going to make sure I say it in this fashion. Daisy's coin is literally the goose that lays the golden eggs, which is all the other coins. Right. See, when you really truly understand what Daisy coin is, you will never sell the goose, because without the goose, you don't get the golden eggs. And the golden eggs are the private placement opportunities with all the companies that build and launch on the platform. Those are golden eggs. What we should all be in the mindset of, we're never going to sell a single Daisy token. That's what we should be in the mindset of. Because as you sell a token of Daisy, you're plucking a feather from the goose. Right. And once that strip poker is over and that goose has no more feathers, then you're going to be cutting a leg, and then you're going to be cutting off the wing, and then you're going to be, you got to let the golden goose be healthy, so that based off of how much of that goose you have remaining is how many golden eggs you get from the coins from the coins that are going to be launching in the future.
Great analogy. Now I'm going to bring it back down, because in the mathematical terms, there's restriction reward. You summed up perfectly. You don't kill the golden goose. That still relies on people doing the right thing. I don't believe in people doing the right thing. I believe in people having no self-control, no impulse control, feeding their greed. So if they launched the coin that we bought at 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, that was the 3 rounds of private placement. Yes. And they plan to come out at $5, every single person has the right to say, it's going to dump. You're going to cash out, and you're going to take your profits. But you can't, because the first thing was a restriction. And the restriction was, correct me if I'm wrong, you have access to 5% of your total tokens over the first 90 days. So for 90 days, you have 1/90th each day of 5%. Fair way to sum it up?
Yep.
So for 90 days, the max you could do is dump 5% of your tokens. And then
Correct.
for the remaining 2 years, you would have access to 5% each month, to the point where at the end of 24 months, you would have full access to your tokens. That's the restriction. Am I saying that correctly?
That is correct.
Now, you've already touched on it. The reward. We don't want anybody to feel handcuffed. I can't use my stuff. It's called golden handcuffs. Each time the month completes and you have more tokens available, as you said, we want to give people, all of us, an incentive to want to hold. Now that goes into phase 2, which is they launch their token. Phase 2 is they now launch the DeFi cross blockchain launchpad for new projects. And as you mentioned, these new projects are tied to the token. So I'm going to try to say it, and correct me if I'm wrong. If I have Daisy tokens that I'm holding, and there's a project that they launched that I like, I meaning anybody that's holding tokens, has access to that new project in private placement. Is that correct?
Correct.
Which means the lowest price that that token will ever be sold, correct?
Correct.
So by being a happy active holder of the Daisy token, I could in effect build a portfolio. Even if I was clueless and didn't know anything, I could trust that the projects coming to the launchpad have already been vetted, they're legit, they have good utility, and I would have access to them at the lowest possible price ever offered, and build a portfolio of 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, whatever coins that I got private placement that all came through the DeFi Launchpad, which is my Daisy native token. Is that a fair way to say that you could build a portfolio?
You live off of that portfolio, not the Daisy token. The Daisy token is what creates that lifelong portfolio for you and will always replenish at the lowest amount. And you could sell off any of those tokens you like and pay all your bills with, and eat barbecue sandwiches and drink Kool-Aid all day long. You can do all you can rot your teeth and fatten your gut all day long with all the coins that you get from having the Daisy coin, not the Daisy coin itself, because that's your ticket to forever private sales.
Perfect. And the reason I'm hitting this hard,
vetted private sales, vetted private sales. You don't find that anywhere.
Absolutely. And the reason I'm hitting this so hard is, how many times have you heard the term documentation beats conversation?
It makes me throw up. I've heard it so much.
Exactly. But see, I'm happy to say, for all the people watching this going, who do these two clowns think they are? Here's who we two clowns think we are. We're going to document. We got in, and many of you watching had the opportunity. Some did, some didn't, but regardless, had the opportunity at private placement with the Daisy token. Those of you that took advantage of it got a win, because even though it's gone down a little bit from yesterday, that's what coins do. It's still up for me from 10 cents to $7 70 times. 70. That's a 70 times my money. I want everybody to understand, if you missed the private placement on the Daisy token, don't worry about it. That's the past. We're here to tell you that that was the first of many projects that we're going to bring to you. This follow-up wealth creation strategy session that we're doing is to expand, again, phase 1, unconsciously incompetent, clueless, have no idea what you don't know, to I'm now prepared to participate and take advantage of being in the right place at the right time. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish here, because many of you are here going, what do I do? How do I do it? You need to be prepared for the next project. Now, we're letting you know there are projects. Miqoshi, do you have an idea of what the time frame is for the first? Because I know that they had one lined up and they told the project to go back to the drawing board and fix this and this before we launch. That's how hard they're watching to make sure that whatever launches is a skyrocket, not a dud.
Yeah, in fact, you brought it up, so I'll go ahead and be a little bit more specific. The cell phone company that is no longer that has their own cell phone, they're going to issue and will not sell any of your data to third party outfits. They won't sell any of your data to anybody else. I mean, that's huge. Transparent cellular network. They came to Edward Kim Chan with their phone. You know what he told them? Go whenever you have the version 2 of that phone, let me know and we'll go ahead and launch it. Because he wanted to make sure that there were no bugs in the actual device. So what happened? This cell phone company goes, oh, we got to go back to a version 2. They could have said, oh, forget this. Let's go and launch on Uniswap. But they didn't. You know why? Because you're talking about 120,000 community here.
Absolutely.
So they're going to go fix that phone to version 2, or at least go put it in a different case and come back and go, here, version 2 right here.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. So again, for those of you that bought in and are holding Daisy tokens, you're in, you're set, you'll have, and again, Miqoshi, is anyone ever obligated, pressured, or forced to participate in a new project?
Nobody has to do anything at all. Nope.
Nope. We're just going to share it with you. So if you're in position, you just get to say yes, no, and move on. If you are not yet in position, Miqoshi is later on today going to do the 4 short videos that I had mentioned yesterday. And we're going to talk a little bit about them before we end this live, because again, he's the expert. I do the marketing. I MC these things. I'm the guy that's going to, poke you between the eyes and slap you upside the head to wake you up. But he's the expert that's going to guide you in the cryptocurrency space. But the first thing, obviously, is people want to know, how do I track the coin? How do I track the coin? You're going to show them how they can go ahead very easily and pull up the Daisy token and see what it's doing in live time, correct?
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, not a problem.
The second, for those people that have bought in and want to claim it, not hard to do, but you're going to show them how to do that. And we're going to also give them the caveat, because I said it yesterday, I'm going to say it every time. Do you recommend people claim any tokens right now?
I'm going to answer this because I think everyone has the right. Everyone, like I was talking with a good buddy of mine, and he's like, people have the right to make the choice whether they want to do something or not.
Correct.
And he was a little upset that Daisy, said that you had to vest, and I'm like, well, I mean, he saved them from themselves. And he goes, they should have the right to self-sabotage. I'm like, okay,
no,
maybe
not on my. Tell him, say not with Johnny Utah here.
Well, no, he doesn't like the fact that he doesn't like the whole Wyatt Earp thing. That's just him, though. But
I'm to buy a different token then.
Right. So he believes people should have the right to self-sabotage if they want to, because it's their right and their freedom. And I do believe he has some point there. However, what I do know is that I think people really care about their children and their children's children more than they care about their choices. Mm-hmm. And so when it comes down to it, they may not have been able to make the choice they wanted to make, but their children will live greater lives and their grandchildren will live greater lives only because they were protected from making the wrong choice. A lot of times we self-sabotage ourselves so much, and we love the fact that we have the freedom to fail in life. And sometimes we do it to the point we don't even know how much we're damaging our legacy.
Listen, it's why 99% of the population struggles, because there's no self-control.
Right. And so, I mean, I'm kind of torn between the two, because I do believe in freedoms, but I think when you've exercised that freedom enough that you failed so badly it's affecting your legacy, I do believe that somebody's got to step up and go, hey.
Two things. Number one, don't tell me his name or her name. And number two, here was the freedom to participate or not. They knew going in there was restrictions. That's why I'm a hardline about this. You can go buy any other token and do what you want. This is me, 100%. Safe space. Risk mitigation. This isn't about get rich quick. This is about prevent people from being harmed. And so you can let them know, I love him, don't need to know his name. You want freedom, there's 3,000 15,000, 30,000 other tokens, go buy them. I like, and I will keep promoting this one because it protects the community as a whole from any one or everyone making dumb decisions.
Yeah, and here's the thing. What he didn't realize is that with the fact that the pace setters, because he said Daisy put an emphasis on $5 a coin, and they weren't really putting an emphasis on the vesting, and I agree. But what he did not understand was if there was no protection with the vesting, all the pace setters would have sold all their coins instantaneously.
Absolutely.
And you would not have had $5. You may have had 50 cents at the most.
There you go.
You would have made 5 times your money, and that was it. So the thing is that
sounds like he's moving from phase 1 to phase 2 of the awareness.
Well, I mean, and you know, he's very prideful. So he you know, and I love the guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine. I love the guy, and he's not totally wrong. But I'll tell you one thing. Miqoshi's not selling one coin.
Listen,
I don't care. I don't care when I have 5% in 90 days. I don't care 5% a month. Listen, I had another conversation with a young lady. I'm not going to say her name.
Yeah, don't ever tell people, because I'm just going to speak my mind. By the way, I hope you guys all enjoy. We don't script these things. We don't come in going, we're going to kiss each other's butts. This is why this is a real safe place, because you get real intel on both sides.
Well, this young lady here, her conversation is, hey, Miqoshi, when are we going to be able to sell the Daisy token? Because COVID's really hurt the situation. No, the Tariff token. She's talking about the Tariff token. When's going to be a good time to sell the Tariff token? Because COVID's hurt our family situation, our lives, and we need that money. And I told her, I said, okay, well, technically, it's worth 500. Your portion's worth 524. She spent about $300 something on it, so she made 224. Mm-hmm. I told her I didn't want her to sell because that would hurt the price of the coin. That I would buy it for her minus the 16%, so she would have some cash. Right. She said, "What do you think it's going to go to?" And I said, "It's going to go up 10 times before the end of the year." And she says, "Okay, I want to keep mine." And here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, the point I'm going to make is that if you allow someone, I told her, I said, so what's going to happen after you get this $200 profit or this $150 profit? What are you going to do next month? You're going to have to go find a way to support yourself because you have no more Tariff token. Right. So since you're going to have to do that in 30 days, why don't you just go ahead and do that today and not rob from yourself in the future? Have your investment so that you can live on it, so it can turn into $4,000 or $5,000, which for her it would be a lot because of the cost of living and the economy and where she's at. And she quickly saw it. You know, I mean, I guarantee you for her, she goes, I would rather, you know, the way she was responding, I would rather not. Thank you for protecting me from me, is what she was saying.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm like, hey, not a problem. I'm not manipulating you. I'm letting you know I will buy it from you so that you can get, you know, so we don't hurt the rest of the community. I'll spend the money even though I'm buying it late. But she's like, oh, no. She realized real quick that if Miqoshi's not doing it, she didn't want to do it. And so I just think everybody just needs to really understand. If you and you brought the point about the Daisy token. I don't want to keep going. I know I talk a lot. And so
it's all right. Listen, I cut you off when you're off point. You're on point.
Claiming tokens now is a huge mistake, man, because what happens is every time you claim it, you get charged a gas fee.
Bingo. That's what I want. That's what I wanted you to say. You can only take a small percentage, but there's going to be a gas fee.
90 gas fees. Do you really want 90 gas fees when you could just go claim your 5% in 30 days? And even then, why would you want to pay the gas fees on claiming it? You know, and on you, John, yeah, it dipped down to $7, but you got to understand. Have you ever been to a wave pool at a water park?
Trust me, I'm expecting it to go like this. That's just the nature.
Well, I'm not talking about the ups and downs. I'm not even talking about that. How does a wave pool work? What happens? It sucks the water into the machine, and then it goes out. Daisy's doing the exact same thing. It's sucking it down, but it's about to blow it back out. And I guarantee a lot of people are going to realize, hey, guess what? there's no vesting on any of the coins that are on Uniswap, but that coin I know is going to go from $5 to $100. So why don't I wait? So as it's dropping down, people are probably going to hope it drops down to $4, $3, because then that's when the masses are going to come in and buy that coin, and then it's going to take it to $100. So it's coming down only to go back up.
There you go. But the reason I bring that up is we'll teach people. Again, I'm all about giving people all of the information. If they want to, they're free to. But again, I just need to preface, we don't recommend it specifically because it's going to cost you a lot of money to take your little percentage every day. Agreed?
Yeah, a lot.
So we're going to teach you how to check on your coin. We're going to teach you how to claim your coin, because I am an equal opportunity for everybody. Do what you want. We're also going to show them how to swap it out and turn it into cash after they've claimed it, correct?
Yeah.
We don't recommend any of that, but we're going to teach it to you. And then last but not least, because there are people that either did not get the chance to participate or would like to buy some that's not vested, will you also do a fourth video showing people how to buy the Daisy token?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So that's 4 short videos. We won't do it here so that we'll be able to post them.
Some of them might be able to be combined into 3 because it's like, you know, you're talking about maybe 10 seconds for one step.
Then listen, it could be one. Yeah, I mean, I'm letting you handle that because you're the tech. I just wanted people to understand. We're going to teach you everything. We're going to give you the education. We're going to give you the recommendation. Then you do what you want. And again, make no mistake about it. This is not get rich quick. What do I title every one of my videos?
Wealth creation.
And this is probably an important point for everybody to understand, because a lot of people go, John thinks he knows everything. Why is John such a hard ass? John's not had a job since John was a lifeguard back in 1990. 1990. What year are we in right now?
2021.
That was my last job, lifeguard, when I was in college. I have been fortunate as an entrepreneur to run businesses, to make money, but to learn from people how to create wealth, not make money. Making money, it's great, pays bills. Creating wealth gives you that freedom. So I'm not here, which is why I said don't tell me their names, because I'm not here to debate stupidity. People are always going to be free to do what they want to do. But that's not how I'm going to let the community get affected. And you can all voluntarily remove me if you want, but I'm not going to change my point, because I've watched people throughout my entire life self-sabotage. Is it easy to be in shape? Absolutely. Why are 75 to 85% of America overweight and obese? Because it's easier not to be. It's easy to be in shape. It's just easier not to be. It's easy to create wealth. It's just easier not to. And so I'm here to say, if you want to create wealth, there are principles you will follow. If you want to make money, go anywhere, do anything, and make as much money as you want. I don't care. That's why I'm going to always keep this very clear, hardline message, because I'm not here to help you make money. My message yesterday was, after a 30-year career in business, 25 of which as a paid corporate trainer, I'm proud to say I've probably helped 1,000 people make millions of dollars. That's not bad for 25 years. I think we can do that, Miqoshi, in the next 12 months. I think we could help 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people make over $1 million in the next 12 months.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Watch this. Not if we let them be stupid with their own money, though. So I'm not here to force anybody to do anything, but if you're in the mouse maze, we're going to show you where the cheese is. If you want to go hunt cheese on your own, don't jump in the maze. That's what the Cryptocurrency Training Group and the Cryptocurrency Training Academy is. We're going to teach you the wealth creation principles, the information, the education, the application. Sound fair?
Sounds really good, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, so when it comes down to it, I mean, I think everyone should be thinking more so that Tariff is going to be what you sell before Daisy. Okay.
Can we touch on that? Is there anything else you want to cover on Daisy before? Because I do want to cover Tariff because that is part of our project. I don't really care how long these go because this is our gift to the community. If they don't want to listen, I don't really care. But I think it's important for people to understand, wait a minute, they didn't just get lucky with Daisy. We then upped our ante and we became full-blown partners and took ownership in our second project, which is the Tariff token.
Yeah, and I've been in discussions with the founder of Daisy and about the Surf City coin recently,
which is our third token.
Yeah, I spoke with him not too long ago about it because I mean, that token. Imagine, John. Imagine if the holders of Tariff are the ones that are going to get airdropped and private sale placement on the Surf City coin, and then at the same time we've got the entire Daisy community that will take that coin to the moon. I mean, so I would say to everyone right now, if you're wondering about what coin to get, what coin you should be thinking about selling, well, first of all, none of them. Okay, I wouldn't sell any of them right now. But Tariff, there will be a time to sell Tariff, it's going to be a perfect timing when we list and at the same time you sell. When we list and the influx of buyers are coming in, that's when you sell because your sales will get lost in the influx. So you could sell and it would still go to the moon. But we have to wait for that moment because yes, you could sell now and go pay your light bill. Hold it 2 more months, you could pay for your child's 4-year college degree. So, I mean, light bill or college degree. And here's the thing, I do believe letting people self-sabotage, but what I don't believe in is
not if it hurts everybody else though.
Not even that. Not even, I mean, yeah, if you agree to be a part of a community project, yeah, you don't want to hurt everybody else. But I believe in self-sabotage. I mean, I'm not going to do it. I mean, they can, but I'm not. But I also don't believe in allowing someone to get into a position where they do self-sabotage.
Correct.
See,
that's education. That's education.
Yeah. Because if you bring someone into, like, for example, Tariff, and they go, I want to go ahead and sell my coins because I have to pay my bills, right? And you go, man, I know if they sell their coins so they can pay their light bill, they're going to miss out on being able to buy that house they wanted. Should I go ahead and tell them no? Will that be manipulating them to do what I want them to do? Or is that actually helping them and they just don't know that it's hurting them?
Once they've been educated, it's free will.
Oh, yeah, and that proves it because once this girl was educated, right, she didn't look at it as manipulation. She looked at it as, thank you for keeping me from making that massive mistake. And, I did think, should I have let her self-sabotage because I didn't give her the education? And then she's like, she's like, thank you. I'm like, well, I mean, you know what? I truly don't believe in allowing everyone to self-sabotage except the ones that are adamant that they want to.
It's called natural selection. If somebody is not aware, we have a responsibility to educate. That's what this is. When people say, oh, that video is too long, I don't care. Bye-bye. Don't benefit from it. Like, I'm not here to force anyone to do anything. I'm here to protect the flock. That's the job. We're here to say, here's the information. Do with it what you want. Here's what we're doing. Do with it what you want. We're not here to tell anybody to do anything. But once you agree to do it, you don't get to then change the rules because they don't fit what you want to do. So you absolutely you ready for this? You had an obligation to educate her on what was happening and then say, now please do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, the Daisy coin is the coin you don't want to sell. In fact, to be honest with you, John, right now with what we've purchased with Daisy, the Daisy coin, I mean, if you were to multiply the number of coins
I
out,
didn't tell anybody what our group had. I just talked about my personal. If you'd like to share with people so they understand just how vested we are, feel free to. I didn't want to say that without anybody on with me yesterday.
no, and that's fine. I'm just going to say, because I mean, as of right now, yeah, is it in my hand? Can I touch it? The answer is no. But how much is the total that's not in my hand that I can't touch? It's about
What's
$1
the
million.
value?
About $1 million. So the activity that we took place, the calculated activity we took place,
Yep.
is now that's before it goes to $100. This is even if it goes down to $5, we're still sitting at close to $1 million.
Yeah.
So the thing is am I going to sell a single coin? No, we're looking at $12 million down the road. And you know why it's going to hit? You know why it's going to hit? Because Daisy had a more massive launch than Uniswap did. Daisy has a loyal community. Daisy's launching all the coin projects and vetting them for people. Uniswap does not send me a message going, hey, we endorse this project.
Right.
And honestly, I think the programmers for the Daisy Launchpad blow away the programmers for Uniswap.
Perfect.
These are top-notch programmers. So, and I know that the founder of Daisy is very, very conservative. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. He's been trading for 30 years, and he's already been offered $500 million to sell Daisy. Yeah. He turned it down. Right? He looked at him and go, "You crazy? We got the goose that lays the golden eggs." Right. Now, if we had a golden egg, maybe 500 million, but we have the goose.
Yeah.
You ever played Duck, Duck, Goose?
Absolutely, man.
That's why you're so skinny, man. So you're the guy that never got caught, and I'm the guy that can
you were the goose. You were the goose everybody tapped.
Son of a good.
No, but seriously, this has been great.
Yeah.
I would like to ask one more thing of you, because obviously we're going to do the videos and we'll post them. Would you reach out? Well, first of all, are you willing to do another video tomorrow?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I'd like to do it this week and then give people the weekend off, but I'd like to do one more tomorrow if possible. Would you reach out to whichever one, possibly two of your students that you'd like to have join us? We'll bring them in so that people can hear from them. My point is,
you want the alumni or you want the current students?
Alumni, people that have already gone through your course, because what I'm hoping to accomplish is to get more of our community to wake up, get engaged. And the get engaged part is, if you're not yet 100% prepared to really recognize and understand where you're at, then you're sure as hell not prepared to take advantage of it. And we'd like to offer that to you. We'd also like you to engage the people that you know, because once you have the Tereth token, once you have the Daisy token, it's our job to promote it. It's our job to get out there and create more awareness for it. So having 100 people is better than 10. Having 500 people is better than 100. Having 5,000 people is better than 500 going out there and talking about it. And that only comes through the education, the understanding, and then the application of what you were taught. And you are now in that second wave. And I will say this, I'm not going to put it out there as a guarantee or as a mandate, but we are growing to the point where we're going to have to go ahead and migrate off of Facebook onto a website. And then on that website, there will be, plenty of free information and free training, but we're now running out of your time, and we can't ask everyone else to do what we're doing, which is give up their time for free. So there will be in the future a cost for some of this advanced training that you're giving away for free right now. So I'm encouraging people to take advantage right now while there is still an opportunity to get in, I took as much free training from you as I could, didn't I?
Yeah, you begged for it.
And a whole bunch of people followed me. But the point is, folks, understand.
I didn't want to teach you because you're
Because I'm
like
annoying as hell.
4-hour course right here per day.
That's right. Hey, listen, I know my strike zone, and I'm not getting out of my lane. But the point is, some of you are still walking around clueless because you didn't take advantage. So I'm letting you know right now, we have a really, really good opportunity. And I would like for you to find 1 or 2 people that have already gone through the, who are these 2 guys? Why should I listen to them? Why should I trust them? And more importantly, what did they benefit from? Not just from the education of the classes, but you've had a couple of people. You mentioned Dr. G, but you've had a lot of people that came in, took a very calculated risk with a small amount of money, made some pretty good money with it, and now they're in profits, and now they're out there screaming from the rooftops, get over here and listen to these guys because they made me a boatload of money. I'd like for the audience to hear from some of those people versus just you and me.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. Well, you want those people on tomorrow, or how many do you want? And there's a dozen of them I can get on right now.
Let's pick 2, and let's do it tomorrow, which is Thursday. And I don't know if 6 o'clock is a good time. We've been hovering between 15 and 25 people. Do we want to push and do 7 tomorrow or 7:30 instead?
So the only thing is we have about 10 to 15 people that won't be on because of the class.
Okay. Then
No. That's 8 to 9:30. You can do it right after that if you want.
Want to do 9:30 tomorrow night?
Yeah, we can do 9:30.
Perfect. So we'll plan, I'll post it tomorrow. We'll plan for 9:30. You let the people know in advance. You let me know their names. I'll send them the invites, and they can join us here live tomorrow night, which is Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. And then that gives everybody a comfort zone going into the weekend to know, all right, I need to get my act together and start paying attention.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for joining me here, and thanks for all you're doing behind the scenes to create the academy, to create the courses, to create the curriculum around it, and to make sure that everybody that wants to is getting taken care of with both the education and the support in all that they're doing here in our cryptocurrency training group.
All right, you got it, bud. Thanks.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. Good night. God bless. This live is over. And if you didn't watch yesterday's, make sure you get to it because that lays the foundation for a lot of what you heard here today. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye-bye.